In this video, we're going to continue our outdoor comms series reviewing the Radtel RT-470X tri-band radio. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. We are continuing our series on outdoor communications. So if you're new to the channel, we are an outdoor content channel. We do camping, hiking, and fishing videos. But one of the things I'm doing is I'm doing a whole series on outdoor communications. We just got back from a 6-week trip from where we traveled from our house in Tampa, Florida, all the way out to the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State and back. And a lot of the places where we were camping and exploring did not have cell phone signals. So everyone in my family had a handheld radio so that they could communicate with one another. So we're covering all kinds of different radio options, from FRS radios to GMRS to ham radio, marine VHF, CB, all kinds of things. We're taking a look at all kinds of different options for you. So today we're taking a look at a ham radio. And so just to be clear, to operate a ham radio, you need a ham radio license, which means that you need to take an exam, pass that exam, and then pay a fee to get a call sign in order to operate a ham radio legally. But it's not that hard. Both my oldest son and I are ham radio operators. My call sign is KB8WPD, and we love using ham radio for outdoor communications. The rest of my family uses GMRS. So I am WRQG272 in GMRS, and so we operate on the GMRS license. But if you're looking at ham radios for outdoor comms, I've done a whole series on a bunch of different handhelds, and I'm actually in the process of even reviewing some more. And so the folks at Radtel contacted me and said, will you test our radio, our RT-470X? On the box, it says two-way radio, but I've been assured that it transmits also on the 1.25 meter band, making it a tri-band radio. I'm really excited about that, as I really like the 1.25 meter band for a lot of reasons. But just to go through some really quick stuff, this radio comes with an antenna, comes with a belt clip, comes with a battery. It is a USB-C rechargeable battery. I love that. Every radio I have now, I'm going to USB-C rechargeable. If it doesn't recharge with USB-C, I don't want it, because I don't want to carry a bunch of charging cradles when I go into the field. I hate that. Just be aware that the antenna that they send with this radio is a dual band antenna. So it works on 2 meters and it works on 70 centimeters. It is not tuned for the 1.25 meter band. So if you want to use this radio in the 1.25 meter band, you have to get a 1.25 meter band antenna. That's not a big deal. I recommend the Signal Stuff signal sticks. They are fantastic. But guys, I have some concerns about this radio. I do not think it is going to pass a spurious emissions test. And if it doesn't pass a spurious emissions test, I don't recommend the radio. I told the folks at Radtel when they contacted me that I would be doing a spurious emissions test, and if it didn't pass, I would not recommend the radio. So let's get it hooked up and see what it does. Okay guys, I have everything set up here on the Tiny SA, and we're going to test the harmonics from the 146.520 megahertz national calling frequency for 2 meters. And so when I press the button here, it's going to take a little bit for the Tiny SA to sort itself out, but what we're looking for are spikes or harmonics that will tell us whether or not this radio has a clean transmitter. So as I press the button, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff coming up at first, and it takes a little bit for this to settle out. So don't let that worry you to start. And so you'll see some things dropping out, but it is not looking promising. So the first line there with the number 1 on the top of it, not the little spur, but the first one on the left, that's your fundamental frequency, and it should be the only one that's way up there. The second one with the number 2 on it is only 9.7 dB down from the fundamental. It needs to be below 40 dB down. The third one is 28, almost 29 dB down. Again, needs to be below 40 dB. And the fourth one is only 24.5. Is only 24.5 dB down. Again, needs to be below 40. So this radio is not a clean radio. It does not pass. Bummer. Well, guys, I'm seriously disappointed. At this point, I'm just going to stop the review of the video. I thought we were off to a promising start, but Radtel contacted me and said, hey, we'd like you to test a radio. And I said, sure. I said, but know that I do spurious emissions testings on all my radios, and if they don't pass, I do not recommend them. So I said, so if you think your radio is going to pass, go ahead and send it to me and I'd be happy to review it. Well, they sent it to me and it clearly doesn't pass. So I don't recommend this radio. And so I want to thank Radtel for sending it to me, but I am not going to recommend this radio. So I'm not going to put a link down in the description below to where you can find this radio because, well, you guys can Google it if you want. But here's why I don't do radios with spurious emissions. And I know that there are other YouTubers out there, some really big YouTubers who are like, oh, sad hams, hate, you know, who cares about spurious emissions? And the bottom line is, guys, is there is a lot of radio use out there. A lot of different frequencies are allocated to a lot of different things. And in an emergency, if your radio has a dirty transmitter and it's transmitting on frequencies it's not allocated for, you could be interfering with police or fire trying to respond to an emergency. My understanding is that the second harmonic of 146.520 megahertz is around 293 megahertz is in the military aircraft band, which means that, you know, you could be out in the middle of nowhere transmitting on this radio, but if those spurious emissions are going up into the air, you could be interfering with military aircraft overhead. I don't want to be interfering with aircraft. I don't want to be interfering with the military. I definitely don't want to be interfering with military aircraft. Now, I don't know how much of an issue that would be, but the bottom line is, guys, is that radio companies who are selling radios in the United States need to make clean transmitters. It can be done. I have a $17 Baofeng UV5R that has a clean transmitter. So this radio, which is considerably more than $17, I think it's around $30, could have a clean transmitter. And so Radtel, I think you have a lot of nice things in this radio. I like that it's a tri-band. I like that it does a lot of things. I like that it has 2 PTTs, seems to have a good battery, seems to be a decent radio, comfortable in the hand. But without a clean transmitter, it is next to worthless to me. So guys, I don't recommend radios that don't have clean transmitters. I am not your mother. I'm not telling you what to do. I will tell you, though, that if you're operating a dirty radio and you interfere with a police or fire that's responding to my call for help, don't let me ever find out. So I'll just say that. But I know the chances of these radios actually interfering with anything is pretty slim. But the bottom line is there's a standard and this radio doesn't meet it. So I think in my agreement, I told Radtel that I would send this back to them if it didn't pass my test. So that's what I'm going to do. It is definitely not going to enter my fleet of radios. So I'm going to box this thing back up. And, you know, that's how it is sometimes, guys. That's why I do these videos, right? Because I want to recommend good gear. Like, I don't care if a company sends me something that I can make thousands of dollars on in terms of affiliate links and all that stuff. If it is junk, I'm going to tell you it's junk, even if they send it to me for free. And I'm not saying this radio is junk. I'm saying this radio has flaws. And if Radtel fixes the flaws and wants to send me another one to test, I would be happy to do it. But no ham radio operator, no licensed ham radio operator should be operating a radio with a dirty transmitter. No GMRS operator or FRS operator should be operating a radio with a dirty transmitter. They just shouldn't. It is not good radio practice. And the mission of my channel is to educate folks and to help people, especially to help moms and dads who are trying to get their kids outside camping, hiking, and fishing, to learn about nature and develop a conservation ethic. For those folks to choose the right radios to do their stuff outside when they don't have cell phone signal, I need to recommend good gear. This isn't it. So Radtel, I'm issuing you a challenge. Please fix these radios. Recall the ones that are bad. Don't sell any more on Amazon. Fix them. Put out a new one. If you have something that you think is going to pass the test and you want to send it to me, I would be happy to send it. I have nothing against Radtel as a company other than the fact that I think they put out a substandard product. But if they want to fix it, I'd love to test it. And if it passes, I'm going to give them the thumbs up. So guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. We exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. As I said before, on my 6-week trip, we were in a lot of places where we didn't have cell phone signal and we relied on handheld radios. Guys, if you're going to spend time outside with your family or your kids or a group of friends or whatever, you need to have reliable communications. Whether it's ham radio, GMRS, FRS, CB, whatever it is that you want to use to communicate, you need to make sure you have reliable communications. That's why we're doing this video series on outdoor comms and reviewing all this gear so that you know what to use and what to stay away from. So again, Radtel, I've issued you a challenge. Hope you're gonna step up and do the right thing. And if you do, please let me know, because I'd be happy to review the next one. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, hit that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. We're also on other social media. You can connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, or our website at kempoutside.com. And if you have any questions or comments on this Radtel or radio comms in general, drop some in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.